Hello guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're gonna be making this sweater vest, and it's made up of the modified half double crochet stitch, and the border is made up of double crochets and also a lining of single crochets. And we have the neckline. It's super stretchy, so don't worry if it looks small in this frame. So to get started, we're gonna be making from the under side of the armpit, which is just like the side of the sweater vest, and then we're gonna be working until all the way around to the other side. So it's super stretchy, as I said, because you're gonna be working the back loop. So you can decide the size you want, and then just keep in mind that it's a stretchy sweater vest. So we're gonna be using a 6mm hook and some off-white yarn, and I'm gonna start. It's 100% acrylic. I'm gonna start by making a slip stitch, and I'm gonna chain to the length that I'd like from the bottom of the edge of the sweater vest to where I want it to reach under my arm. So I'm in my chain of 16. You can make yours longer depending on how long you want the sweater vest to be, also depending on your size. So based on the one I had made before, if you measure, it's going to give me 13 centimeters without the border part when I did the 16 chains. So you can measure and decide like how long you want your sweater vest to be, and then make the chains according to that. So I'm going to be showing you the stitch you're going to use, and you're going to chain one, which is going to be your turning chain, and then work kind of, you want to work as if you're working a half double crochet, but instead of yarning over a second time, you just pull the yarn through both loops. So you yarn over, go into the chain, pull the yarn, and then pull all through both loops. So that's the stitch you're going to be using throughout the sweater. It's called the modified half double crochet. So it's the one that gives us that beautiful braided effect that you see. So when you get to the end, you want to chain and turn, then you want to start working, but you work in the back loop only. So again, we're gonna continue working with our modified half double crochet. Yarn over and then insert into the back loop, and then pull the yarn through both loops on the hook. So you're just gonna be repeating that all the way until you get to the top. So when you get to the last stitch over there at the top, you want to make an increase. So you're gonna make 2 modified half double crochets. So this is gonna, because you want to be increasing so that we can make it longer as we go up. And you're gonna chain 1, turn, and then still working in the back loop. Second chain from the hook, work your half double modified half double crochet. So you're just gonna repeat that, and then you get to the bottom. Again, when you get to the bottom, you just work your modified half double crochet and then chain 1 and turn. So you're gonna be repeating that for the next 2 rows, where you make an increase and then work all the way back down. So I worked 2 rows, one going all the way up, and then I made my increase and then I went back down. So now we want to make the front part of the vest, which won't be under the arm now. So we're gonna make some chains to make an increase. So when you get to the last stitch up there, you want to add chains. I added 20 chains. You can add chains depending on how long your sleeve that's joining that's like under your armpit. I don't know if you understand how thick your sleeve is or how wide your sleeve is. You just make that much number of chains. I didn't want mine to be too tight, but it actually ended up being too tight, so I suggest measuring first the sleeve of the shirt maybe you're gonna be wearing it with, or depending on how wide you want the sleeves to be, and then just make that number of chains. So I made half double crochets along the chains, just like we did the foundation chain, and I'm gonna be working the modified half double crochet again all through. So this is what we have currently, and then I'm gonna be repeating this without making any increases at the top part of the sweater vest. So the thickness will depend also on your size and how thick you would like how wide you'd like the sweater vest to be. If you like it wider, you can add more rows. If you'd like it to not be too wide, depending on your size, you can just not make that much number of rows. Okay, so we want to start working on the neckline, and what I did was, instead of working through all the way to the other side, I left 4 stitches, then I chained 1 and turned my work, and then I'm gonna be working a decrease also, so I'm gonna skip 1 stitch while I'm working all the way down. But if you don't want your sweater vest to be have a deep neckline, you don't need to skip the stitch. I just skipped when working down. You can just work in all the stitches. So because I felt mine was a bit too close to the top of the neck, that's why I decided when I'm showing this tutorial, I'm just gonna make the decreases to be I'm going to be making like in each row I just make a decrease, but if you don't want it to be too deep, you can just only make a decrease for every alternate row. And I'm making the decreases by skipping a stitch. So you're gonna work and then repeat that until you get to the desired depth of the neckline. So after I got to the desired length, I repeated the rows. So like when I got to, like, mine was 26 stitches, so I repeated that row of 26 stitches 2 times, and then I started making my increases. So you make your increases by making 2 modified half double crochets into the last stitch. So in one turn, then you make another increase, because last time we were decreasing for every row, so also this time we're going to be increasing for every row. But if you didn't decrease for every row, you can also decrease for every alternate row depending on what method you used. So I'm gonna be working down, and we're gonna be repeating until we increase the other side of the neckline to get the height of this side of the sweater vest. Then chain 4, and then add 1 chain for the turning chain, and then you just continue working your modified half double crochets. So continue working your modified half double crochets until the bottom, and then you want to repeat until it's the same width as the other side. So if you did 12 rows on the other side, you need to do 12 more rows on the other side, and then I'll meet you when you're making the part under the armpits. This is how it looks so far. I made my rows equal to the other side, and now we're going to be working with the with the parts that under the armpit, under the arm. So mine was, I think, 18, so you need to count and make sure you make the same number of stitches. So I made 18 of them. And when I got to 18, so I'm just gonna start making my modified half double crochet all the way down, and in the next row I'll be making a decrease in every alternate row. So I'm gonna work on this row, but because I'm decreasing, I'll skip that last stitch so that it looks as if it's decreasing. So as you can see, there's that last stitch, I didn't work into it, so next I'm just gonna be working into all the other stitches. When working downwards, I'm not skipping any stitch like when I was working in the neckline. So after I repeated that until I got to my 16 chains, which is what I started with, I'm gonna be making the back panel. So I didn't record that part, but guys, you're just gonna repeat the same thing. For under the arm you can make less rows, and then for the neckline you can decide to either decrease, but if you make a decrease, maybe you can just decrease by like 2 stitches, or don't make any decrease at all, it's also okay. So it's gonna be the same process, just the difference will be the neckline. So when you're finished, what you want to do is to work the borders, and it's gonna be with single crochets. So when you get to the end, you want to chain, turn your work. Although when you made the sweater vest, you're just going to be working in the round because it will be joined already, the back and the front. So you're going to work half double crochets into each single crochet that you made. That's only for the bottom. For the neckline and for the arm, you're going to only make a border with the single crochet. So that's all I did, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it was easy to understand. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section. You can also hit me up on my Instagram. This is how it looks, the final product. I do like it. I think it's a really trendy vest and it's so easy to style. And then that's how I joined it, the parts, the front and back, with single crochet, and then made my border. So that's it, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment and subscribe. Bye.